everybody, and thank you very much for the award. It's just an absolute privilege to be here. My thanks to Rural Women New Zealand for the opportunity to be part of these awards, and my congratulations to the other fantastic award winners. I'm very proud to be one of 6 amazing women that are here tonight. I'd especially like to thank the Rural Women ladies from Mid and South Canterbury who encouraged me to enter the awards and for their support of Latitude. Thank you also to New Zealand Post for sponsoring the Making It in Rural category. As we all know, a strong postal service is just a vital element of our rural communities, so thank you very much. My name is Joanne Taylor, as said, and I want to thank you all for allowing me to come and present my story about the Latitude journey for you today. For those of you who don't know, Latitude is a Canterbury-focused magazine about the real people and places within our region. As part of this awards process, I've been thinking about what it takes to go into business for yourself. Determination, courage, sheer madness, and clearly a desire to keep hitting your head against a brick wall, all because of that one vital element, passion. Passion for your product, and that's what I had, a passion for good reading, a passion for good writing, and a passion for great magazines. I had no background in media or journalism. I grew up in Melbourne, so yes, that does mean I am an Australian, but I've been living in New Zealand for 23 years, and I've worked mainly in the health sector, installing large computer projects in the UK, Australia, New York, and then Christchurch. My husband Dean and I run an intensive arable farm in mid-Canterbury. We have 19 different crops this year, all for high-end seed production. And after our 4 children, I felt the need for a new project, as one sometimes does, something I could call my own. And of course I needed to have that perfect rural business for working mothers, one that I could run from home, mainly during school hours, have school holidays off, and of course still be there to cook lunch for the occasional shearers. So I was at the hairdressers in Ashburton, and Ali had just set up a fantastic new salon, and she wished that she had options other than the newspaper to advertise her business in. Something glossy, she said. And I sat there and went, oh, I'll publish something. And I sat there with the foils in my hair, and I thought about how to produce a magazine. And then I thought about what other media come to us as women on farms. And I think it's very newspaper-based, and it's very directed towards the male of the household. And I thought, hang on a minute, they've got it all wrong. We're partners in the rural businesses. We make the majority of decisions in the household. Sorry, the other 8 fellows that are here. Why not have a good quality publication that was directed towards the rural female? And as everyone in this room knows, it's a very powerful demographic. So it was that collision of discovering a need in the local market with a passion that I had harboured for many years, and hence Latitude was born. Ironically, when I was thinking of the name and what to call the magazine, I thought, oh, I'll call it Rural Women. And then I thought, there might be an organisation such as yours that would get a bit miffed if I did that. Maybe I should have come and talked to you. But anyway, I chose Latitude because it reflects not only the region geographically, but of course means freedom of thought and freedom of expression. So I created a mock-up of my grand idea and went to visit some potential advertising clients. You can't have a good quality magazine without advertising clients to support it. And I managed to get some that came on board with my vision straight away, and one of the things that I'm most proud of is that some of those original clients are still with us today, 43 issues later, and have advertised in every single one. So we must be doing something right for them. And it's been quite a journey that we've been on since. In October 2007, we put out our first edition of all 56 pages of it, and we produced it 4 times a year. Now we produce 6 times a year, and on average we have 192 pages. So it has grown. We've also added 2 bridal magazines, one Canterbury Bride, and just last week we produced the first South Island Bride magazine, again very targeted towards our local South Island market. All with a very small but very talented team who enjoy multitasking. And can I please take a moment to recognise my very talented team, 4 of whom have come from Mid-Canterbury to support us tonight. I'm very proud of these girls, and this award is as much for you as it is for me, so thank you very much. We feature really good stories about the people in our local region of Canterbury who are doing things that they love, from the likes of Bev Forrester, who does those amazing things with wool, to the local food producers, to people like the Fosters, who own Terrace Station, one of the oldest in Canterbury, and who have just left the station and its contents as a charitable trust to preserve it for generations to come. We cover the good stuff. Our readers spend a lot of time reading Latitude, and that's a rarity in today's media market. People flick through newspapers or they read online stories in seconds, but they spend on average 2 hours with each copy of Latitude. I must tell you, when I went to talk to the Malvern Lions, I do a bit of community speaking. We met in the Colgate pub, which is a little less salubrious, of course, than the Rutherford here tonight. But the guy got up to introduce me, and he stood there and he said, "It's a dim, dark day when Latitude arrives in our house." And I thought, crikey, that's not very nice. Here I am about to speak to his group, and I'm thinking, well, where's this going to go? He said, "The house goes quiet. I don't get fed." All because my wife grabs hold of Latitude and disappears for hours. One of my greatest satisfactions from Latitude is seeing my team really expand their horizons. They've all come on board without any industry experience and have gone from strength to strength in the job. So my employment philosophy is very much to employ based on passion for your product. You can't teach passion, you can teach skills. It's also a great privilege to be able to create a business, and there's been a bit of talk about that already, that is capable of attracting young people back to or to stay in our rural towns. More of this is vital if we're to keep those rural towns in New Zealand as a vibrant place to live and to work. I'm a firm believer in giving back to the community that supports me and my business. I do this by sponsoring local school and community fundraisers. I give time each month to go and speak to local groups such as Rural Women and Probus. And we also help to promote local fundraising events and charities with discounted or free advertising support, and generally helping getting their story out to our community. We collect up the unsold copies of Latitude and distribute them to the local nursing homes and hospitals as well. Latitude has given me the platform to get to many different rural and urban community groups, and I try to use this platform to present farming in a positive light. It always amazes me the questions that I get, not only about farming, but of course about the environment. And if I can make or change one small attitude, then I think I'm doing a good job. I've also built up a bit of a following with my fortnightly e-newsletter, which attracts many comments as I pose the question of the week, whether it be about bees or whether I should share a suitcase with my husband when travelling. Overwhelmingly no was the response. I engage with our readers across many different platforms, in person, in the magazine, in their inbox, on Facebook and our website. And that, I believe, is one of the reasons that we continue to go against the trend in media and grow our sales. Latitude has a real empathy with its readers, and in return they show us fantastic loyalty. I've been part of an organising committee for the local Long Beach Coastal Challenge, which is actually happening next Sunday, so I'm very calm really. For the last 9 years, it's a running, biking and walking event that we set up across 3 local farms, and Latitude is proud to sponsor the Facebook page and website, as well as the design and print for all of their promotional material. This event's raised over $156,000, all of which goes to local youth in our community. I'm also honoured to be a trustee representing the farming and business sector for the Advance Ashburton Community Foundation. In this past year, our investment funds have grown to just over $9.5 million, and we hope to be able to give out over $350,000 in grants next year. One of the issues that has been highlighted to me, and again has been mentioned tonight, that needs funding support is rural mental health, and also support for rural migrant workers in our farming community. So projects are starting to line up for 2016. My other challenges, well, with 5 children, there are always challenges, aren't there? The 2 older boys have left home to work, although at least one of them is threatening to be home by Christmas. I still have 3 children at 3 different schools. Georgina's tackling Year 12, Tom's in Year 5, and Kate, who came along unexpectedly a little bit in the first year of Latitude, brings up the rear. So what does the future hold for Latitude? Well, as I said, we've just produced a brand new magazine called South Island Bride, which is hot off the press. And we'll continue to focus on what we do best, making sure we bring the very best local stories to our readers. I absolutely love what I do, I'm passionate about it, and I love sharing the very best of what our rural region has to offer. Thank you very much.
Joanne, Canterbury twice in a row, what an absolute buzz for Canterbury and you.
Absolutely, it's a real thrill for Canterbury with Kerry last year and now Latitude and myself this year. I'm absolutely thrilled for the region, it's fantastic.
So how did and why did you put your name forward?
Well, it was really the encouragement of the local mid and some of the South Canterbury rural women ladies, and they kept saying to me, "Oh, you've got to enter these awards, you'd be really good at it." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not that great at putting myself forward for those sort of things." And finally I thought, after the 10th person had come in and said, "You really need to do that," and so she brought the entry forms in with her and said, "Right, let's do that." And so we filled them in, they were my sponsors, and here we are, which is fantastic. A great reward for them as well.
So your advice to somebody else who people are saying you should enter?
Just do it. Just do it. It really does make you look at your business in all aspects of your business, from where you've started, and just look at the journey and how far you've actually come. And that's a great thing to do in terms of looking forward for your business as well. And just the support that you get from the many people within Rural Women New Zealand, I think is going to be fantastic going forward as well.
So you learnt lots when the judges were coming round?
Yes, that was a scary presentation in some ways in Wellington, but no, they were very good, and it was quite interactive, and they asked lots of really pertinent questions, and you know your business, so it's actually not that bad, really. Yeah.
What do you think it's going to mean to Latitudes and Bride?
Well, hopefully it means that more people will be exposed to Latitude and see the good reading and go out and buy a copy, perhaps even subscribe. So, and more great stories, of course, that we'll be able to identify and investigate, as you well know.